Good evening, everyone. It is cup collection time on the European Tour. Quarterfinals, semi-finals, and the final, all to bring you this evening from Bratislava. Who is going to pick up the check? That is the question. Should be an unbelievable session ahead. Welcome one and all. How we doing, Wayne? Hope you are good, mate. Good to have you in. Look, I don't think there is a clear favourite. I think there are 8 players left that all have the potential to win it. There are 8 players that have the potential to produce unbelievable darts. They also have the potential to throw in a bit of a stinker. So I don't think, like, normally you'll go, yeah, he's the clear winner. I don't think there is tonight. Look, Luke and Luke aren't here. Gezzy's not here. Johnny's not here. Where normally you bank on them in final sessions, where we look at this, and I don't think there is a clear favourite. Look, Wessel has played well. Nathan played well. But can they back it up again today? Rob knows how to win. Tom Sykes here on debut, so no scar tissue. Look, I think it's fair to say Jermaine is slightly fortunate to be in this session. I thought Danny Nopper outplayed him for most of that game. But Swiss Phil ready to get these quarterfinals underway in Bratislava. So, are we ready? So, first one will be Rob Cross against Nathan Aspinall. Aspinall has won the ball. Aspinall was sensational this afternoon. Can he do it again is the question. As well, I need to find some pictures first of all. PDC. And Roberto walking. That's on. Has he actually come out and said that? If so, disappointed. Because I rate Birdwell. Yeah, I've just seen the Ornstein tweet. It says if Lucas Birdwell and fourth top knots, but with his preference to seek a new challenger. My guess is, and I might be completely wrong, my guess is he's spoken with De Zerbi and his playing time is going to be limited. That would be my guess. Aspinall on the stage. Just trying to find some pictures. 2 seconds. Not there. That's annoying. Based on this afternoon's performances, Aspinall, but can he back that up again? So I'm just doing the Women's Series posts. And it is a blistering start from Rob Cross here. What you did. Last nine matches, Aspinall has won them all. That's a great stat. Love that. How are we doing, Scott? Right. What year did Eleanor Cairns win that? 2022. So I'm just trying to find some pictures for the. But there's a lot to go through. Aspinall's a class operator. Is there no good pictures? No, they're short. Yeah, look, Rob. Darts is always better when the big players are playing well, and Rob Cross is one of those. You don't win what Rob has won if you're not half decent. How we doing, Matthew? Hope you're good. Rob Cross 2-0 to the good. So I will be everyone in a second. I'm just trying to find some pictures so I can do a decent social post. But there aren't that many decent ones, which is, or sorry, decent is the wrong word. There's not too many up-to-date pictures of Eleanor. They're all from a few years ago. From Lakeside. But it may have to be one of those because I don't see any others. How we doing, Ducky? Hope you're good. Rob Cross is interesting. Look, he's averaging 113 at the moment. It is astronomical numbers. From Rob Cross at the moment. There's two pictures there. Now I can do the post. That's a little bit good from Aspinall when he needed it. I haven't got a clue if it's the longest day of the year or not. Not a clue. Oh. I got a selfie with Charlie and Phil. All right, look, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy the whole experience? Good evening, Kevin. Hope you are good. So I will be fully concentrated in a minute. I just need to get this social post done. But I'm trying to find the information I need. Don't look. That's annoying. And Aspinall's going to get a chance to level up here. Did no one do a winning post about? Sorry, I'm so. Love that, love that. Right, because they haven't done a post. Lisa, did Lisa win event 15? Um, 17-24. That we see a lot of players go that way. Why can I not type today? Phil, what's Rob Cross improved up to? He's just, Rob Cross is one of those players that has to put in the work, and when he doesn't, it stands out like a sore thumb. He's not. He's not one of these players that can get through on a talent because he's not the most naturally gifted dart player. His is all about hard work and repetition, and let's be honest, his action is horrid. His action is right up there with one of such a late release because of the position. Now, when he's playing all the time and he's practicing properly, that release is a lot easier. When he's lazy, when he's out of love with the game and not putting the hours in, it shows. And he's obviously been putting the hours in. Does Does that kind of make sense? Leg rub and pause. Yeah, look, that's vintage Rob Cross when he's doing that. And he's looking like he's going to go 5-1 up here. Look, Aspinall not hit the same levels he hit this afternoon, that's for sure. Cross is still playing very well at 102. And it is 5-1. Oh, Bobby. Excuse me. Cancel that. Discard. Not that one. Right, Aspinall. This has to go. And does he still in this? Look, comebacks have to start somewhere. I need to... Oh, excuse me. No, it doesn't help. I promise I'm not ignoring people. Just, it does mean... No, tell her, does mean the wrong thing. When I'm the only one on and everything hits at the same time, like the Women's World Match Play draw and so on, it means I've got to try and multitask, speak to you wonderful people, whilst do shit as well. It looks that way. However, this would be the greatest 138 the world has ever seen. He's going to get a look for the greatest 138. I didn't know. It was almost the greatest 138 the world has ever seen. And Rob Cross does see off Nathan Aspinall, 6-2. Is he? I don't think he's confirmed, Ducky. There's still 2 Pro Tours to go, remember? Unless I haven't got it up in front of me, but unless the gap is over 30 grand, then it's not mathematically done. Because he could win back-to-back Pro Tours. I know that's unlikely, but not. Yeah, I would be very surprised if we weren't. I believe so, yes. I would be amazed if, apart from Littler, I would be amazed if players didn't play in those blocks of Pro Tours as part of their prep for the World Match Play. So yeah, I would be very surprised. Wautimena has won the ball. So again, Wautimena, like I said earlier, can count himself slightly fortunate to be there this evening, but he is. So that's all that matters to him. I've got no idea why his body shakes, especially so violently the way it does. Evening, Kieran. Hope you are good, buddy. Hope you are good. Sorry, I'm just making something for socials. I know it's a nightmare. We've got about 45 seconds till pictures return. The Dutch journalist asked him about it on TV. What did he say then? I bet he doesn't know, to be fair. Would be my guess. Right, pictures are returning. Yeah, no, yeah, that would have been my guess as well, that he wouldn't have known. That's better. Look, what I mean is one of those players that, look, he was poor this afternoon, but he could then go and be absolutely brilliant now because he's. But he was he was poor. That Noppert was the better player. Um, let's let's be honest. We all know they're not hydration breaks. It's just money making. We all know that. That doesn't work. Nor does that. Nor does that. Right, we are underway. Remember Tom Sykes. Do you think Aspinall will regret taking? No, I don't. Look, Aspinall's not the only one, by the way, that says this. That there seems to have been a change in players' mentality over the last probably two years, maybe 2.5 years, where all they care about is making money for their family. And during those times, Nathan would have made a lot of money. So, do I think he regrets it? No. Yeah, there's definitely been a switch in thought process from the players where it's like they just want to make as much money as quickly as they can for their families, which I no problem with, by the way. I'm just saying how they're thinking, and if they can coin it in, they're happy. To be fair, Rob played very, very well. In fairness, he played some exceptional darts. And Tom Sykes does level things up. I promise you, within the next few seconds, well, no, give me a couple of minutes and I will have finished making the graphic that I need to. And then you will have my full attention. Don't worry, I am still watching, and I'm still watching the chat room. Oh, 100%. Look, and I actually quite respect Johnny on this, because we all know that he's been poorly advised and so on. But he'll never come out and blame anyone else. Do you know what I mean? Where he took it. I remember I did the interview with him in New York last year. It was the first time he'd spoken about it. And he refused to blame anyone. And I kind of respect that. It is 2-1 to Tom Sykes. He has broken the throw of Wautimena. It's only really the last few years Players Bunny has been enough. Yeah, I agree that the prize money increase and so on has highlighted that. I agree. Fairs. Look, Wautimena was fortunate this afternoon. Noppert was the better player. But he can't punish. And Sykes does pin. He's 3-1 up. He's halfway to a semi-final on his European Tour debut. His action is absolutely Rolls Royce, Johnny. I love it. And I think he can do some damage as well. Almost there. Wautimena misses again. Is Sykes going to pin? He is. He's 4-1 up. This is dreamland for Tom Sykes. Let's go, Sykes. Yeah, he's playing beautifully. I'm just posting now and then. Before Sykes goes card, he was unlucky not to pick. Yeah, he was. Yeah, look, Tom's a really good player. And a nice lad as well. And a nice lad. Right. Romeo, done. Whew. That wasn't too chaotic. Much. But social post and graphic all out. Wautimena does get a leg back. In terms of quality, it's not been the best. Tom Sykes probably going to get dragged back to within one here. So Wautimena looking at 25 to cut the gap to 1. But he misses, so Sykes has a little look at this 117. He'll have a look. Of course he'll have a look. But he misses tops as well, so Wautimena. This is his debut on the European Tour, yes. Wautimena has absolutely fluffed his lines, and Sykes is now a leg away. Is now a leg away from a date in the semi-final with Bobby Cross. Who's in the other quarterfinals will be Andrew Gilding against Ross Smith, and Mike De Decker takes on Wessel Nijman. And Tom Sykes seals victory. Not decided yet, Johnny. We'll find someone. Nijman collecting titles. But yeah, look, Wessel's class, isn't he? How we doing, James? Good to have you in, buddy. Hope you are well. Right. Smith, Gilding coming up next. What are we saying? Score predictions then? Um, 6-2 Gilding. What are we talking about? The Heat Damon Heta or the Heat in general? Don't mind it, Nico. Don't mind it. Got one tonight, Fez. The Heat outside. I don't mind it. It doesn't. It doesn't go well being ginger, but I quite like it. I just noticed mine's good. Sometimes it's not their fault. And by the way, I'm not sticking up for them here, but if if they're having internet issues in the region, there's not a lot they can do. But I agree, it's a pain in the backside at times. Yeah, not showing. So Gilding has won the ball against Ross Smith. Yeah, mine has as well. So I'm guessing there's a fault. Mine isn't on the app at the moment. Can we get by a bongo cam? So Gilding will have the darts at the moment. They might hold the game until they're back up and running. Potentially. Yes, he did. He played really, really well. I think they're possibly wait or holding the game until they're back up and running. Evening, Brock. Hope you are good. Let me just check the app, see if it's back up and running yet. Doesn't look like it is. So that says to me there's either a massive outage somewhere. Just had beef and Stilton pasty. Oh, I do love a lamb and mint pasty. I'm not gonna lie. Lamb and mint pasties absolutely are amazing. Oh no, right, we are underway. Obviously not holding. I thought they might. Clearly not. Let's just keep an eye on. I don't mind a cheese and onion as well. I do like at football. I do like a meat and potato pie as well. Uh, Cold day at foot. You can tell I'm northern at heart. Cold day at football, Bovril and a meat and potato pie. Oh, right. Still no streams. I don't really have time anymore. Since I used to work there, but I just don't have time to watch it anymore. Like I'll watch occasional bits. Like I'm really good friends with Jamie Kellin, so I'll go out of my way to watch his games. If someone can let me know when PDC TV is back, that would be helpful. Gilding is going to get first look to win the opening leg here. And misses. So Ross Smith for a steal. And again, they're just nerves. Both missing doubles here in the opening leg. Gilding misses again. No, he doesn't. What's the Zerby? Players don't like him a lot now. Look, he's a good, ambitious young coach, and people are buying into it, which is great. And look, we're looking at some real top talent. No, PDC TV is down at the moment. Yeah, I like Scottish football. Um, I'm a I'm a part-time blue, also with a soft spot for Inverness. It's back now, right? Okay, let me fire up my iPad again. Hey, there it is. There we go. Ross Smith only averaging 79. Ross Smith is going to have to start cooking. Otherwise, it may be too late and he's in a world of trouble. Yeah, Eleanor, fair play to her first Women's Series title. Weirdest app on my phone. Pass. Dean's Taxis. Having a slice of carrot cake. Nice. Don't mind a bit of carrot cake. Thoughts on Paige is a really good young talent. And it's a big finish here. Ross Smith, this may have to go. Needs a treble. Doesn't find one, and Ross Smith not hitting the same kind of numbers that he was. Um, 4-20 Virginia. And this is just scrappy do. We're only 3 legs completed, and Andrew Gilding has missed 9 darts at double. Up until now, Phil, what's been your favourite darting moment? A moment where you was literally giving me goosebumps. Ooh. Barney's, again, not that we knew it at the time, but when we thought it was his final walk on in Amsterdam was good. William O'Connor's walk on in Dublin was spine tingling. They're both on 9s. Darting, like, stuff that happens on the board, you kind of become numb to. Hey, fishy, fishy, fishy. Best match of darts that you've seen that no one talks about enough. MVG Gary Anderson World Series final in Dubai. Chris Mason, Martin Adams at Lakeside. And we are level at 2 apiece here. This game is a bit of a weird one at the moment. just interested to see which of these players holds their nerve together best at the moment. See, Ada, I think I've said this before. At the time, we didn't get it because in the venue, it was pretty shit because they didn't, the piper wasn't plugged in to the sound system. So in the venue for Hendo's, we couldn't hear the piper. So it didn't make any... Watching it back on TV, it was good. But one of those ones where it was just like, which is why, for me, William O'Connor's was always better. Yeah, back in the day, that was good. I tell you what, this is turning into dog and duck doubling of its finest order. Ross Smith, it's catching. It is catching. And Gilding will probably go on to lead here, but this game so far is definitely not going to be on Sky Sports Gold, that's for sure. Oh, wow. What is happening here? What is happening? And Ross Smith eventually leads. So far between them in 5 legs of darts, 23 missed darts at a double. Yeah, honestly, in the venue, the Henderson walk-on the first time round wasn't great. Name your top 3 best performances of the year, apart from Littler. Ooh. MVG's 122, whatever it was on the Pro Tour. I'm trying to think what other ones. There'd probably be a Humphreys one in there, but which one? What's down here? £24, Brock, for a haircut round my way. It is 4-2 for Ross Smith. It is 4 on the bounce, leg-wise. 102 for Gilding. And I was thinking of just individual performances. To be fair, that's like common round here. That's just the going rate. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Go on, Smudger. Go on, Smudger. We'll just pretend it's in. Yes. 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 And that's a tidy response from Gilding. Have the pair awoke from the slumber of what was a tricky first couple of legs? Let's be honest, it wasn't great. It's only £12. Whereabouts are you from? I'm just I say just round here. That's just like the going rate. Yeah, he still lives in Kent. Awesome, nice mate, nice. Yeah, going around here, it's between 20 and 25 quid's the going rate. Smith, if he can pin this leg, it would put him on the hill. It would put him within a leg of the semi-finals. Fairly standard price is €25. Yeah, I just same as round here, Paddy. It's about Phil. Why don't you? Spencer, who cuts my hair, has cut my hair for over 10 years, so I wouldn't trust anyone else. And Ross Smith has missed the chance. And now is Gilding going to break back? Occasionally, that's about as good as it gets. I'm always clean shaven. That's just lazy. Well, I can't be bothered to shave. Gilding does break back for a piece. I use Photoshop, Rob. By Scott and Charlene. I love that, AD. That's class. My barber works in a chippy as well. It doesn't give me discount, but I just don't trust any. Like, I just trust him to do my hair. To be fair, I'm always a clean shaven. If you see me with like a scruffy beard or whatever, it's just where I couldn't be asked to shave, or like there's nothing going on. Absolutely not. I remember in lockdown when everyone was giving themselves buzz cuts, I refused to do it, and my hair was just for me ridiculously long because I wouldn't do it. Ross Smith powers back here. Again, questionable, Ross. Questionable when your opponent's not on a finish. And he does split it and does hit. Ross Smith is now one away. I am, mate. Yes, fly out on Tuesday. Both of these will have to improve with whoever goes through. Yeah, the whole thing was just. I do remember them. Unfortunately, it was just a joke of a time. Ross Smith, 124 points away from victory. So, Ross Smith, is this your moment? It certainly is. Remember, he was 2-0 down, then he was 4-2 up. Then it just got embroiled a bit, a few more missed doubles along the way. But Smudger is into the semi-final, where he will face either Wautimena, Nijman, or the real deal Mike De Decker. But Smudger is on the move. Did I? No. I'm not going to lie, I didn't. Did I stick to the COVID rules? No. I still had my mates round my flat. I would have Brock, but I'm not going to go into that because you'll just get panned for it. But would I have done? Yeah, absolutely. Pro Tour table battle coming up next. Yeah. Again, gorgeous blue sunshine out the window, which is nice. Yeah, had it a couple of times. What do I reckon? I am going to go 6-3 to Wessel. Yeah, a few times, Nico. True story. There was, I can't remember exactly when, but in one of the Facebook groups, there was a signboard, and people were asked, or the guy that had it was asking people whose signatures they were, and mine was one of them, and no one guessed it. What's the weirdest? I don't know what the weirdest is. Wessel has won the ball. If that's makes any difference to anyone, you guys absolutely smashing it for us. As always, make sure you drop us a like and subscribe. We really do appreciate that. More darts coming your way this week. The US Darts Masters and the North American Darts Championship. Thursday and Friday from the one, the only, the city that doesn't sleep, the Big Apple. Oh, that's a good question. So, the US Darts Masters will probably be around, don't quote me on this, but around a midnight start. The North American Darts Championship will probably be a 12 or 1 o'clock start New York time. So maybe 5 in the afternoon here. Anthony, hope you are good, buddy. Good to have you in. I reckon there's a thing. As soon as I say the words New York, your little spidey sense goes off. No, he meant because his family's not going. He felt isolated without his family there. In the UK, there'll be probably delayed coverage on ITV4, and I should imagine it will be live on ITVX and PDC TV. Who's stronger? Who are we comparing? The Decker on his way down. The real deal on the stage. These two good friends away from the Oki as well. Here comes Wautimena. Again, this would be a real statement if Wessel could pick up his second European Tour title. Would be a real statement of intent. To be fair, if Wessel wins this, the next match is his semi-final would be huge because he would face Ross Smith, and at the moment Ross Smith is 14th, Wessel is 15th, and remember we've been speaking about this a lot, that you do not want to be in 15th and 16th spot on that match play race because it would mean you would run into Luke and Luke. I've got no idea. They'll probably take two. I don't know which two, but my guess is they'll take two. Right. Let's get this show on the road. Last quarterfinal. Right. Great start here, though, from the Decker. I don't know. We know it's only in the opening leg, but he's putting some pressure on the Nijman throw here. Early doors. Potential early break of throw for the real deal here. He's come out of the blocks like a man possessed. Tom Sykes won. He will face Rob Cross in the first semi-final. Oh, Wessel, that is savage. Absolute savage. The Decker missed the dart of the ball to break. And Nijman pops in a ton topper. I still can't believe he wasn't asked about Australia for the World Series. The form he's in this year. I took him out for some nice food. Not today, obviously not today. Did it a few days ago. Wessel could have done with a treble there. I haven't. Right. I've definitely watched 1 and 2. Number 3. And the Decker does level things up. Good standard to this one. The Decker's averaging 112, Nijman 102. So is number 3 the one with the great big pink teddy bear? If so, I don't think I've watched 4. I've definitely watched the first 3, but I don't think I've watched. Yeah, so I've only watched the first 3. No, I've definitely not watched number 4. And Nijman leads once more 2-1 to Wautimena. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, for 1 and 2, yeah. To be fair, I've got Disney Plus, so I might give 4 a watch on the plane. I might download it and watch it on the plane. Been a good game, this. The numbers are both astronomical, and look, I'm actually really pleased for Mike De Decker in this, because he seems to be just playing his way back into some really, really good form. So did I, Nick. So did I. To be fair, a lot of people said the Michael Jackson movie's really good. So here, fishy, fishy. And it is 3-1. Yeah, look, Wessel is a class operator. He's averaging 113.24. Mike De Decker, 107.68 FM. Yeah, real positive signs, regardless of the result here for De Decker. We can hope, Daz, but unrelated. I watched Parent Trap. I may have done. It doesn't ring a bell, but I may have done. I'm not very good with films. De Decker is certainly going to get a break back shot here. Keep an eye on Connor Hopkins as well, mate. He's going to do MODUS. Cool. Whereabouts is he from? Oh, what do I think about Wessel re-signing for Mission? A couple of bits on that, Tom. I'm guessing that one, he's showing a bit of loyalty to Mission. Look, do I think their products are the best? No, but he's showing them a bit of loyalty, because before his misdemeanor, he was with Target. He was sponsored by Target, and he was part of the Elite One program. So I'm guessing there might not be an avenue back there particularly, but look, I'm sure other manufacturers would have loved Wessel's signature, but he's showing Mission some loyalty for taking him back into the sport, I guess. Gwen smash, nice, good stuff. Wessel responds here, then they're still both posting telephone numbers. And it's a fabulous, fabulous response from Wessel. And look, De Decker is 4-2 down, doing absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever. He's averaging 107. Absolutely stunning game of darts, this. Again, these type of numbers, Wessel is going to be a huge danger in TV tournaments. Remember, he is in every TV tournament this year now, except the World Series finals. But that's not ranked, but he's in everything. He's in the match play, the World Grand Prix, the European Championships, the Grand Slam, the Players' Championships finals. He is going to be a huge, huge problem for people this year. Do you think Wessel can take top three in the... look, I don't know. I don't know where his ceiling is. I know it's high, but we were talking about this the other day, that the Holy Grail was always the top 16. But now I think that you still want to be in that top 16 because of the privileges you get from it. But the top 24 is so hard to gate crash now because the standard is so good lower down that there's loads of players that should be in the top 16. But you can't all get there. Is the thing. There's not enough room for everyone. So someone is always going to miss out. And De Decker leaves a bogey. It's a rare miss from Nijman. But he will come back, and he's now one away. Yeah, look, Michael Smith's an interesting one because we see signs, and you think, oh, he's on the right, and then he goes. It's like one step forward, two back at times. Not time for one on the floor, but Nijman closing in on what would be a fabulous performance. But lots of pluses for De Decker here as well. Let's not forget, it takes two to tango in a fabulous game. I'm not sure. Does he have the talent to make the top four again? Yes. But it all depends on whether he can find a way to get his body in a position that he can play properly again. Topped, match start, missed. It all depends on whether he can get his body ready to do it. Oh, Mike misses the big number, but he does recover. I wouldn't want to be one of those non-seeds who draw. Yeah, it's going to be brutal. And for the past few years, we've said, "Oh, this could be the best Blackpool ever." I'm not saying that this year. I don't think the non-seeds are in particularly good form overall. Where the last few years we've gone in there with thinking, "Hang on a minute, the seeds could have issues." I don't see that this year. And Wessel Nijman does it yet again. 105.41 the numbers. They are astronomical. De Decker can leave here though with his head held high. There are more than signs that De Decker is getting back to his best. It always amazes me how Nijman gets so overrated. I don't think he's overrated at all. I think he is a fabulous talent. And if you look, he's kind of taking the same trajectory as Luke Humphreys. Luke Humphreys took a while to adapt to life on TV. Luke Humphreys was winning on the Pro Tour and the Euro Tour, the Dev Tour, but it took him a while. And I see Wessel progressing exactly that. I'm not saying he goes on to win world titles and so on, but that career path, that trajectory, I see very similar to Luke Humphreys. William. Look, I know Willie's playing well, but I remember even Littler going to Blackpool for the first time is nervous because of the venue, the iconic status it has. Willie might get a little bit nervous. Semi-final number 1. Tom Sykes has won the ball. He might do. Completely agree. He might, but I don't think he will. Personally, I think his throw is a lot better than Dave Chisnall's for one. Semi-finals not loading on PDC TV yet. Let's. There we go. Now they're there. That one there. There we go. Yeah, I don't think he'll. I think he's too good to struggle on TV. And look, I might be wrong with this, but I think half of Chisnall's struggles on TV has been under pressure. The action's not reliable. Where I think Wessel's is. Fabulous from Wesselmania. And now he moves on to a dance date with Ross Smith in the semi-final. But coming up now, it will be Bobby Cross taking on Tom Sykes. Sykes having a Euro Tour debut to remember. Rob Cross in the last 6 weeks has really come back into some good form here. Can you explain how Chisnall's action was reliable for so long? Because it's different kinds of pressure. Now, the pressure of playing on the floor to the pressure of playing on TV is so different. Now, on the floor, you can get away with stuff. Under the TV lights, you can't get away with it. Now, you don't tense up as much. His action is like his grip and where it's snatchy and so on anyway. On the floor, you don't get it as much, and it's that pressure through hand, wrist, arm, shoulder, and everything like that. We saw on TV, he did get it right occasionally on TV. The game against Van Gerwen at the Grand Prix as well. But under those pressure moments, it buckles. Right. Sykes back on the stage. Because they couldn't trust him for 16 weeks. that's it was hit and miss. But again, goes back to ticking boxes. Can you roll out Dave Chisnell for media days and do days of media? No, you can't. So again, that's an X next to his name. There's so many different elements that go into the Premier League selection. Is he a huge fan favourite? I don't think so. Look, has he got a fan base? Obviously, yes. But I wouldn't say he's a massive fan favourite. He's not great at media. No, he's not great at all. Don't get me wrong. He's an absolute. I love, as a person, I love Chizzy to bits. Tom Sykes under a little bit of pressure here in leg one. Bobby Cross out of the blocks quite quickly. Rob Cross down to the Hinks. The 127 in game. How are we doing, Chris? Good to have you in. I hope you are well. I'm good, mate. I'm good. And Cross to break here in leg one. It's been a bit of a scrappy opener from Sykes. And I'm pretty sure that was for a 6. Rob, not a 10, but got there in the end. And it is a break, and it is 1-0 to Rob Cross. Maybe Tom Sykes is just running out of a little bit of steam here on his European Tour debut. Cross in control of this. Evening, Mark. Hope you're good, mate. Is it just me that thinks the current feel for the match play? I do, yeah. I think it stays the same as well. I think that this weekend was the last chance to make significant gains. Chris just said it's cooled down a lot as they had terrific thunder and lightning storm, so that's why peased. Yeah, 100. I say my guess is the thunder and lightning absolutely killed it. That happened to one last year as well. I think it might have been Kiel. I think maybe. At the moment, Rob Cross is threatening a double break. Misses the ball. This may have to go for Tom Sykes. And it doesn't. So Rob Cross for 3-0. Remember, it raced to 7 now in the semi-finals. And that's a massive dart. And just feel that maybe, just maybe, Tom Sykes has he's had a fabulous debut on the European Tour, but just maybe it's caught up with him a little bit. My pleasure, mate. My pleasure. Oh, 5:30. I hope all is good, mate. But thank you as always. Is that the 16 scene confirmed there? I don't know, Mark. Excuse me. And he does have a leg on the board with a cheeky little 1-2-1 finish. That's very good. Very good, Mr. Sykes. bangs the bullseye as well. Couple of things are happening here. Rob Cross's level has just dipped marginally, and Sykes has got better, and we're kind of meeting somewhere in the middle here. Yeah, he's battled really hard. When you think, remember, 6-7 weeks ago, he looked like he was gonna miss the match play, and now all of a sudden, he's firmly in the match play. He wins on the Pro Tour, into a European Tour semi-final as well. He's really turned the corner, Rob Cross, and he speaks about it a lot that, because you can see in his game when he's not putting in the workload that he needs to and not practicing, his action is all over the place. But right now, it's looking good. Do you think Bo will reach the top 64 before the last block? I don't know if she reaches it before Mark, but certainly she won't be playing on the Women's Series next year, in my opinion. So currently, Bo is in the Worlds, the Players' Championships, and the Grand Slam off the top of my head. Which, at this point, knowing that she's probably not, or she is going to be in the top 64, I understand it's money, but for calendar management, if I'm Bo, I might miss that. I might miss them from now on anyway, just to manage your diary a little bit. It's a good response from Roberto. Has that two-leg cushion once more. It's a great dart at double 16. If Bo wins the women's match play, I'm not sure how it goes down, Mark. But ultimately, yeah, I think it will go to the next on the rankings. Again, because of how short the women's world match play is, which I don't like. I think it should be a longer format. Bo is as it showed last year. Bo is vulnerable And look, is she the best woman in the field? Without any question. But over that best of 7 format, she is beatable, as it showed last year. And Rob Cross is closing in here on another break, unless the ton topper goes from Sykes, which it doesn't. Rob Cross to take a real stranglehold of this game. It is 5-2 to Cross. And he now has the darts as well. Yeah, first to 7 in the semi-finals. Cross just looking cool, calm, and very collected at the moment. He's edging closer to another European Tour final. He's a couple of legs away. Unless Tom Sykes can produce some unbelievable stuff. But 106 left. Sykes is down to a cheeky little 2-darter though. Makes the slam. Ooh. Not. Where's the? I think she might have some. I think she makes the worlds. Definitely. The slam. She'll probably need Bo to win the match play. But yeah, she definitely makes the worlds. And Sykes had a little chance there and hasn't taken it. When if he loses the semi-final debut of the Worlds. Oh, 100%. 100%. Look, Tom Sykes can take so much from this weekend. Do you think Wessel will go over to target or red? He's just signed a new extension with Mission. So look, he's showing a little bit of loyalty, which I don't dislike. Look, I'm sure the other man. I'm sure. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's a very good deal that he signed, but I'm also sure that the others could offer him more, but he's showing a little bit of loyalty. No, that's the Players' Championship finals at Minehead. This the winning moment? Cross has already missed a couple of match starts, but he does not miss again. Rob Cross is a finalist on the European Tour once more. That Tom Sykes can take so much from his debut on the European Tour, but ultimately, I think he just ran out of steam a little bit. But he will learn so much from it. Exactly, and I think that has had a part to play. Like, Westall's a good kid at heart. He's he's a good kid, and yeah, I think he's like, they were the ones that gave me a chance. How long do you think Pierre? This year might be his last. Would I be surprised? Wait a minute. Let me just check something first. I don't want that one. That's the match play. I want that one. So currently, Peter is at the Worlds. However, between now and then, he could quite easily drop out because he's currently the 34th seed, if you will. But he could drop down there. If he drops out, and if he's not at the Worlds, I think he might call it a day. And look, Peter's earned the right to go out on his terms. He will go down as one of the greatest to pick up a dart. Look, will he be in most people's top 10? Probably. So he's earned the right, but I hope he makes the right decision because I want people to remember the great Peter Wright, not this version of Peter. Yeah, 100%, James. Very, very good board management from Rob Cross. Tom Sykes on 165. Didn't need to mess around. Tidied it up extremely well. Look, Rob Cross can win more TV titles, 100%. No, agreed, James. Out of those seeds, the ones that I think are to avoid, definitely Rob Cross and Andrew Gilding. They're my two. No, so and yeah, they're my two absolute avoids. And then underneath that, Dukes And I say Cammy because he's got that high level in him. Look, is he consistent? No. But as we saw this weekend, he can go berserk. But I look at it, don't get me wrong, Luke Woodhouse has had a fabulous year. Do I trust him on TV yet? I'm not sure. If he finds his form, a danger. Wautimena, so inconsistent. Ratajski, again, inconsistent. I think nerves will play a part for O'Connor's debut. Springer, no. Zonneveld, no. Schindler, no. Dirk, no. Joyce, no. Cullen is a TV player. So, again, we've written Joe off a few years. And then on TV, when he's not in any form, and we think this will be a rollover, it motivates him. Gurney in no form, Heta in no form. Yeah, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Um, yeah, a little bit. I don't disagree with that. Right, Smudger walking down. Uh, yeah, 100%. Smudger on the stage, and this is a big battle to get out of that 15th, 16th area. Currently, Ross Smith is in 14th, but you don't want to be in that area. That is for sure. Um, I disagree, Mark. I think it's right up there. I absolutely love it. Oh, sorry, never not be it. Sorry, I because I've got anything. I skim read it. My apologies, Mark. Um, so Wessel. Oh, I need to change it on this. My fault. Let me get the right game up. There we go. My fault. My bad. Right, Ross Smith has the darts, but Wessel is making an early play here. What goes on in the truck stays in the truck. In 2 or 3 years, I don't think we'll ever see it. Well, I might be wrong, but I don't think we'll see it again. And Wessel does break in leg one. A lovely little 11 darter. He means business. Oh, Serena will play at Wimbledon. It's a big 180 though from Smudger. 180. Can Wessel respond? I wouldn't say fell apart. Look, Jason and Jason did a fantastic job with it, but it was just losing too much money. They put so much of their own money in to try and make it work. But could it come back? Hopefully. I went to the Australian Open in 19, watched Serena play. Nice. I watched the Rafael Nadal documentary on Netflix. That was really good. And although Ross Smith left a bogey, he is going to get a break-back chance here. This is good. I like this. Nadal's my favourite ever tennis player. I love Nadal. If you get a chance, it's on Netflix. The documentary is so good. These two are just going at it here. This is fabulous. The numbers are huge. Granted, could you imagine? Oh, scenes. Um, I hope. Look, there's hope of that. Yes. Let me just see if he pins this. Ross Smith, big moment here, misses. So Nijman for another break. Nijman for another break here. Double eight. And he misses. So Ross Smith, huge chance here. But Ross Smith can't take it either. Surely Nijman. Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, look, that's the hope that we can get the blue chip companies involved. Look, we're seeing it on Littler's shirt. Bigger, more established brands are starting to test the water. Look, fingers crossed that will continue. And for the sport, it needs to. And got a card, yeah, plus Ross Smith beat Andrew Gilding. And again, they're just trading breaks of throw here. Leaves tops unless Wessel can produce an absolute moment of magic here. Oh, it's savage. It is brutal from Wessel Nijman. What a finish. Ross Smith was sat on tops thinking, I'm going to come back for this. No. Not on my watch, you're not. We don't often get celebrations from Nijman, but we got a point of the finger. What a finish. There's a kick to the solar plexus, all right, that is. What a finish from Nijman. This would be something as well. This would definitely... Yeah, those big finishes hurt. Those big finishes do damage. Yeah, I agree. Look, Ross Smith's a class operator, and I'm pleased that he's going to get his chance on the World Series. Look, I think it was a little bit disrespectful not to ask Ryan Searle, especially being he's ranked higher in the world and he got to the semi-final of the Worlds. I thought it was a little bit disrespectful not to ask him, but I'm also very pleased that Ross Smith is getting his chance. You just feel that even already this has last legger written all over it. Leonard Gates will... Look, I love Leonard. From that point of view, I agree, Mark, yes. But I just think that Ryan could have been asked. I don't know if he did or not. Now, I'm pretty sure he is heavily involved in Nathan Aspinall's wedding, which happens at the same time as the World Series. So I'm not sure if Dobie was asked or not. I haven't spoken to him. To be fair, Noppy made himself unavailable for the World Series Down Under because he'd already booked a family holiday. Nijman 4-2 in front. I'm eating chicken and nice. Nothing wrong with that. Wessel is just starting to really turn the screw here. The 8 PDC players, yes, the same as they are for the New York one and so on. Before this year, I didn't get any World Series ends, but no, he didn't. But you think this time last year he hadn't won anything either. He didn't really have his breakthrough until, was it October? Fabulous from Nijman. He has literally seized the opportunity here. What stage are we in? This is the second semi-final. For the World Series events, they will be, yeah. Wessel 5-2 in front. I see Wessel at 12. I don't dislike it. Ross Smith, the setup could have been a little bit better than that. It could have been a little bit better. Perhaps should have been. But Ross Smith misses a dart. I agree. I think he wins something. But Ross Smith back in this one. He's back in here. Won't want to give Ross Smith too much encouragement. Wessel just having a little dip here. Little dip at the wrong time. Red Bull. Is there any reason why? No. Look, if Red Bull or Monster wanted to cough up the money, then they could be. Yeah, he's still a big 180 hitter. Again, Ross Smith is going to get within one here, you would think. But this is a hold. They can be sponsored by betting companies. The issue with that is that most or any... If you are sponsored by a betting company and the tournament sponsor is a betting company, you wouldn't be allowed to wear your patch. Going back a few years ago, there was a couple of players that were sponsored by Jennings Bet. Now they weren't allowed to have their patch on for the tournaments that were sponsored by a betting company. But you are still allowed, yeah? challenge. There's changes to the Challenge Tour coming next year as well, and for the better as well. Because it says so in the players' contracts that your individual sponsors are not allowed to conflict with tournament sponsors. That's been in the players' contract ever since the day one. So if you look, I think Peter Wright, Rob Cross, and maybe Stephen Bunting were sponsored by Jennings Bet for a while. Michael Smith had Tony Bet for a while, and they weren't allowed to have that on their shirt if for certain events. This has to go for Nijman just to stop this little charge, and it does. That's a good finish for Nijman. It's only a tops, but it's the significance of it because it puts him a leg away from the final. My cousin's Rob Cross, nice. I get on really, really well with Rob. I don't have any safety shoes, unfortunately. Once darts comes big in China, they'll go. I'm not sure. Will darts ever become big in China? I hope so. Yeah, I think a lot of that. I don't know the reasons why. Well, I do, but I don't think. I think when Winmore signed the deal, the PDC said to them, look, we can't make them take other sponsors off for that. I think, Rob, that's why that was done. But it was funny seeing the target players with Winmore above their target badge. I know there was a unicorn player that had the raging hump that he had to have Winmore on his shirt. Good leg from Ross Smith here on his own throw. Going to force Wessel to see it off in his own darts. You need two, Johnny. I'm not saying what player. Choo choo. I think it's 5. So available patches on the shirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. There's 7 patches available on the player's shirt. The PDC take 2 of them. So the players have the opportunity to get 5 for their shirt. Ross Smith has gone through the gears here. Out of the 3 players who are left, Rob Cross is rested going into the final, but I think it'll be a good final either way. And we are level. Ross Smith has really, really put the afterburners on the last couple of legs here. Oh look, if darts can get an Asian wonder boy, then that's brilliant. If we can get an Asian Littler, then yeah, we're laughing. Look, Rob, the fact he's won the match play before, he knows how to win it. Of that, there's no doubt. There's Paul Lim. And Wessel is going to get first look. What a time for a maxi. So, Wessel gets first look at 161. Yeah, I don't know anything about him, to be fair. Oh my. Oh my. Wessel Nijman, what have you just done?
He's not. He's not. Oh, he's not. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Stop it right now. That is. Oh, I've gone. I've gone.
What a 161. Oh, what a finish. What a finish. That was absolutely spellbinding from Nijman. Let's get the poll up and running. There we go. Polls up and running for you. What a finish. I have got, excuse me, 2 seconds. Oh. I've got it on my iPad. PDC TV. Ugh. Although I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a good game. Yeah, if you've got a funded, or if you've got money in your account, you'll be able to watch it on the in play. Yes. But what a finish that was from Wessel. And at what point do we think that Wessel comes into contention for Premier League next year? What does he have to do on TV in the remainder of the year for the PDC to genuinely consider him? I think he's provisionally world number 10 or 11 already. And that's just with first round money on his ranking. What do you think he has to do in those TV events? See, I don't think he has to win. Just let me have a look. So on the tour card race, so he's provisionally world number 9. Let's say the Premier League goes back to 10 players and he finishes at world number 8. It would be a hard call. I think they know they made the wrong decision with that one. And plus, Wessel's English is a lot better than Danny's. And all the media responsibility that comes with it, Wessel is better than that than Danny. Which is one of the things they look at. Wessel has just leapfrogged Ross Smith into 14th as well. That's important because that would mean missing the Lukes in the second round. I don't think Wessel is boring personally. We saw that at the end. We get some celebration. We get some emotion from him. I personally don't think he is boring. But that's subjective. The same as in any sport, some people will like an individual, some people won't, and so on. Oh, I agree. And for me, Noppert should have been in. And I'm not sure how long you've been following the channel for, buddy. We did a really good interview with Matt Porter at the UK Open. And he didn't say it, but without saying it, Danny Noppert, I think they know they got it right. It was Barry's call. Basically, Barry had the final call on whether it was Bunting or Noppert, and Bazza went with Bunting. Yeah, I wasn't sure how long you've been following it, and Matt said it without saying it that I think they know they should have gone with Noppert. Yeah, if Noppert's English would have been half decent, it would have been an easy call. I, I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know what the end reason was. It'll be interesting though. Blackpool starts on the 18th of July. In the last 16, yeah, agreed. If I'm being honest, I think round one could be a bit of type thing, but overall it does look good. I agree. Noppert has changed darts. He changed about a month ago. I'm not sure they're the right ones. Certainly, results and performances haven't been as good, but that could be for other factors. Kev, when you listen, and the PDC have been consistent with this as well, that criteria for the Premier League isn't just what you do on the board, right? There is the players for the Premier League have a lot of media commitments, a lot. I thought the grip looked slightly different, Rob. I haven't seen a close up, but at first glance, I thought the grip looked slightly different. Gilding had no chance of getting in. if you look, Gilding wasn't even on the poster as the defending champion for the UK Open the following year. I think Manchester should get a tournament. The issue is venues. Now, for the Premier League, the big arenas in Manchester work, but for a week-long tournament, you need somewhere between 3,500 and 5,000. Like you couldn't hire the MEN for like a 10-day tournament or something like that. It wouldn't work. So I don't. Is there any between 3,000 and 5,000 seater venues? These massive arenas are expensive to hire. I think Yella's retiring at the end of the year. Did I read that somewhere? I might have done. Tuesday. His wrist is absolutely battered, though, is the issue. I think the wear and tear, he's had a couple of operations on the wrist and so on. I just think it's one of those. Yeah, Fernandez is a really good young player. Look, if Spurs could get him, I'd be over the moon. I don't think we do. I think we'll try hard, but ultimately I don't think he comes to us. Personally, I think Spurs are a bigger club. Well, I know I'm a Spurs fan, but being in London holds so much more pull. Newcastle are Newcastle have got issues at the moment. The final, hopefully within the next 5 minutes, shouldn't be too long. There we go. It's not that. It's there, but they've not got like the top of the club right either, from the head of recruitment, director of football, and so on. It's just been a bit of a mess. To be fair, that I'm not gonna slate Daniel Levy. As a chair, well, it depends what you're looking at, right? This lies with Enoch and the Lewis family, because Daniel Levy was brought in to do a job, and he did that job very well. He made massive turnover, made massive profit, which is what he was there to do. Look, as fans, we always want more spent on the team and so on. But as a business chairman, I think Levy was the best chairman in the league. I think as a business chairman, like, Levy didn't ruin. Again, Ducky, this is where you're factually and haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Levy didn't ruin our club. Levy run our club as he was instructed to by the owners. And that was run it as a business, make us lots of money. And he did that. As a business chairman, there was no one better in the league. The same as, I know you hate her, but Karen Brady, as a business, she did brilliantly for West Ham. And she did. I get the fans don't like her, but from a business point of view, Karen Brady is unbelievable. No, fans don't want to hear that because they want millions spent, millions invested on the team and wages and so on. And that's the difference. That's the difference, is and getting that balance right between running the club as a sporting entity and still running it as a business. Levy as a business was incredible. Spurs turned over record profits and so on. And the deal on the stadium, the training complex, which makes us a lot of money, was superb. Freddie Shepherd, but he was class back in the day. Right, again, Ducky, just have a think about what you're saying. Right, Karen Brady couldn't give a fuck about the burden on London taxpayers. She couldn't give a toss. Did Karen Brady get you a modern, unbelievable stadium for absolute peanuts? Yes. Right. For the London for the taxpayer, I agree. That deal for the West Ham for the London Stadium is shocking. But for West Ham, she got an unbelievable deal. Unbelievable. Like daylight robbery. But it's such a good deal for West Ham. It is unreal. Yeah, Cross is in the match play. Right, we've got about 2 minutes, 45 seconds till pictures return. So get your votes in. Yeah, why would Karen Brady care about a burden on the London taxpayer? She wouldn't. Yeah, but you think, Rob, what it had cost West Ham to build that stadium on their own in London? You're talking $1.5 billion probably. Oh, the stadium is superb. The stadium is great, and to build that would have cost West Ham, I say, £1.5 to £2 billion. So from that point of view, she did a great job. And this is always the difference, separating what's good for business and what's good for football. And unfortunately, there is very little crossover that is good for both. Yeah, 100%. Look, don't get me wrong. Was the atmosphere good at Upton Park? Yes. But your revenue was limited because you couldn't increase the capacity. You couldn't increase hospitality and everything like that. And so on. Swiss Phil on the stage. Yeah, but again, Ducky, you're in most of that debt because they went off the business model and spent an absolute truckload on players. That what is it? West Ham, they're about £100 million worth of debt. Most of that has come from players because of they changed the model to try and do it. And that debt could be written off within a flick of a wrist because of is it the Croat owner? He could write that off in seconds. The same as Man United are in the biggest debt going, but it doesn't matter because the owners make millions off of that debt. It's the leverage buyout. Could Maria O'Brien? No, she's not good enough. Don't get me wrong, I like Maria, but she's not good enough to get a tour card, no. Will Dana White still darts? Not a chance. Yeah, he could write that. He could write that debt off in the click. Yeah, but he only owns, is it 38%? And he'll sell that very quickly. Yeah, 100%. Look at the Man United fans moan about the Glazers, and rightfully so. I get it, and they moan about the debt, but they're never in any danger of going to the wall because the profit and the dividend that the Glazers take off of that is millions. It's all just being that it's way above my intellectual level, but borrowing money against the club is an easy win for shareholders and so on. Right, we are here ready for the final. Rob Cross against Wautimena. And Wessel has won the ball. Remember, everyone, if you are new here, drop us a like and subscribe, everyone. 57% of you think that Wessel is going to get the job done. From a club point of view, they probably should have. But Qatar wanted to buy the whole of Manchester United, and the Glazers didn't want to sell the whole thing. That's why Ineos only bought 25%. If they wanted to sell the whole club, then yeah, they'd have sold it to Qatar. Yeah, I think Cross will get back in the top 16. Right, final time. Remember, drop us a like and subscribe, everyone, if you are new here. Right, here we go. Nijman against Cross for ET9. Excuse me. Honest opinion, Phil. What's next for Bully Boy? I don't know, is the honest answer. A lot will come back. I said earlier, Michael needs to find a way to get his body able to play properly again. Michael Smith is not where he is because of talent or ability. Michael Smith is there because his body is in bits. Yeah, it's called a leverage buyout, which is now illegal. You can't do it, but at the time it was perfectly fine, Rob. He's not going to find it, so Wessel is going to get a look at the 104 to hold, but Cross is poised. Poised, ready to strike. And does. First round to Wessel. Cheeky little 104 finish. That'll do. Belgium down to 10. I forgot they were even on. I'll get home for the 11 o'clock. Who's the 11 o'clock game today? This should be a very good game. Uruguay, Cape Verde. Cheers, buddy. Well, I'll watch that one. This World Cup started all good. I've not watched a lot of the World Cup so far. Cross looking like he will level this tie up. 66, but again, Wessel just asks the question, leaves him a little finish, and says to Cross, you better take this out, pal. Two good finishes, and it is one apiece. You should have watched Somerville yesterday, mate. Aren't United looking at him? Phil, do you think the longer it takes to get back to his best? Possibly. Look, I think Michael needs to get his body sorted first of all. I'm still not convinced we see Adrian Lewis back. And I know he said he's going to, but I think I might be wrong. I love 80 to bits. But I think he might have just said that just to shut people up and leave him alone. It's bonkers. How much did your stadium cost back in the day, Rob? My only issue with... I like the Stadium of Light, but I remember Stadium of Light, St Mary's, and I still call it the Walkers, were all around the same sort of time, and they're all the same. Do you know what I mean? There's like no identity to the stadium. They're almost... Weren't they done by the same architect, or have I made that up? I may have done. And Rob Cross is threatening here. Threatening a break. He's averaging 110. And Rob Cross does pin, break and throw. Voltage means business. Oh, 100%, I don't doubt that at all. Rob Cross looks so relaxed at the moment. I don't like Leicester's. It's just St Mary's, but in blue. Cross on 86, but Wessel, is he going to get a little poke at this? Not final five in the treble 18, both of them averaging over a ton here. 24 mil, nice. Is he going to get a bullseye? Misses, so Wessel will get the opportunity to break back here. 68. Will he get one or two darts, though? That's the question. Only going to be one at double 16. Game on. Fabulous from both. And this one's swinging one way, then the next. Rob Cross looked as if he was taking full control, but then Wessel storms back down to 116. But Cross then finds a 171 of his own. He looked out of the leg, but now all of a sudden, he may get a look at the 94. Or will he? No, he won't, because it's another fabulous finish from Nijman. Carry on, you two. This is absolutely sensational. 3 from 3 on the outer ring from Nijman. Some big finishes as well. This is the most emotion I've seen from Wessel as well. He is bang up for this. All of a sudden, Wessel is just finding something extra. Cross, this 116 may have to go. It's the finish that Wessel has just taken out. Can Rob Cross have one of his own? He can't hit. And it is 4-2 to Nijman. Rob Cross, he's averaging 105. He's doing nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong here. Both of them, the numbers are astronomical. What a final this is. Nijman sat on double 14 for a 3-leg cushion. Rob Cross is on a finish, but it's a big ask. And Nijman hasn't hit. Can Rob Cross pin this? This would get him back into the game. Not going to go. And this time it is 5-2. Rob Cross is going to have to find something and find something super soon. 3-leg cushion for the first time. No 180s for Cross yet. It's averaging 104.5 with no maxis. Better leg from Cross here. Double 16 for Cross, and it's an important hold. Now, can Cross find something extra here? He's going to have to. Wessel in absolutely no mind to give anything away here. He is just doing what he has to do. He's cool, calm, and collected at the moment. So Cross still around that 103 mark. Win or lose, Rob Cross is going to be a threat at the World Match Play. Make no mistake about that. The former champion is getting back to his best. Double 16 for 6-3. Rob Cross will just want to apply some pressure here and hope he can force the miss from Wessel. He's applied pressure. He's done his part. But sadly for Cross, Wessel has also done his. Three legs difference. Can Cross find an extra gear? I don't know who'll have the longest spell at the top. Like, I think they're both gonna have wonderful spells at the top. But who's gonna have the longest? I don't know. I'll tell you what. every time Cross thinks he's there or thereabouts, Wessel is continually tapping him on the shoulder. And that might be one miss too much, because Wessel is not in a forgiving mood. Wesselmania is one away. He's averaging north of 105 at the moment. Cross at the absolute point of no return, but 180. Yeah, look, he's been absolutely stunning, Wessel. Absolutely. Absolutely stunning. And it looks as if this is the moment. His second European Tour title. He is 74 points away. And he has been nothing short of magnificent. How are we doing, Adam? Good to have you in. Remember, everyone, drop us a like and subscribe. Double to win it. Double to win it. Congratulations to Wesselmania. What a performance. Absolutely world class from Wessel Nijman. That is how you do it. He is an absolute joy to watch at the moment. He cannot miss. Everyone, thank you so much for the weekend. You have been sensational. We will be back for the live lounge tomorrow at 8 p.m. So make sure you are ready to join us then. If you haven't yet, one last time, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for us here at Online Darts. It's your only place to be for all darting content. But until then, we've been Online Darts. I've been Phil Bars. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening in this unbelievable heat. 8 p.m. Make sure you're there.